Now we're on page 12 and 13. You have your list written, and now let's learn what we're going to do to share with that list.
The two things that we do in send out cards, regardless if you're a new distributor or the top level Eagle distributor, is we gather a few customers and we teach others to gather a few customers.
Let's go through the process of how you share and sort instead of sell.
The difference between sorting and selling: sorting is where you're going to share or send out cards. Selling is where you're actually selling and developing what we call commission breath. And I'll tell you what, nobody likes that. The most common mistake made by new distributors is they're trying to sell or talk someone into signing up for send out cards, instead of finding a true interest and determining if they qualify to be really a customer or a marketing distributor.
With sorting versus selling, you need to create the right mindset. You need to develop realistic expectations. So I can be 100% in all of my prospecting efforts if I have the right expectation. So if my expectation is to sign everybody up, I'm going to fail 90% of the time. If my expectation is to sort, or rather to get an answer, a yes, no, or maybe, I succeed 100% of the time.
There's basically three things that can happen when you've shown your business to someone. They're going to either say yes, they're going to say no, or they're going to say, maybe I need to check with my wife, or I need to check with my husband, or I need to think about it. All those answers are good answers. Your job is not to try and convince somebody to do it. Your job is to get a decision. You're winning when you get decisions, so you're going out and collecting decisions.
It's not up to you to make the decision if your prospect's either going to be a customer or a marketing distributor. We want to find out what they want.
When someone says they're not interested, that's okay. I leave them in my contact manager. They'll get a birthday card from me every year, and periodically I'll send them some additional information about the business just to see if maybe their situation has changed. Many of my best distributors came in months or even years after I showed them the business the first time. I have one distributor. She didn't join my business until 5 years after I showed it to her for the first time. A maybe doesn't mean no. A maybe just means not now. And so I will use my third-party tools to stay in touch and to continually feed additional information to those people. So when I have somebody that's a maybe, that's not a bad thing. I'm going to always stay in touch with them. My job is to make friends and continue to add people to my list and then keep them in my contact manager and maintain the relationship over a long period of time. And then if it makes sense for us to do business together sometime down the road, then we'll make it happen. The difference between sorting and selling is convincing people that they need to do send out cards. Sorting simply means sharing the information, finding out if there's a good fit, and if there's a good fit, then getting them started. It's not for everyone. In fact, the majority of people that you show the business to probably won't get started right away. Some of them will. Some will become customers, some of them become distributors, but a lot of them won't. And you know what? You can't take that personally. It's not a reflection on you. It's just a reflection on whether the timing is right for them.
So let's a saying I learned a long time ago: selling is telling, and it's failing if you do that. So don't try to sell send out cards. Try to share send out cards and sort. You see, we're looking for people who are interested in doing the business. We're not trying to convince anybody.
Asking questions is the most important part of building rapport. And I found that if you ask the right questions, you will get the right answers.
Inviting process is really simple. It's not complicated. It's just a few phrases that you ask people.
The questions you ask your prospect, it's real simple. We want to first determine if there's a level of interest in either becoming a customer and or becoming a marketing distributor. Our goal is to find out what they're looking for.
You know, there are certain questions that you can ask somebody to determine whether they're looking right now for a business. One example would be you could ask the question, do you keep your options open for other business ideas? You could also ask, are you looking for ways to make extra money? You could ask questions like, would a business of your own be beneficial to you right now? Or is your job going to provide you with all the, is it going to give you the things that you want to accomplish or achieve in your life? Is it going to allow you to live your dreams, the current job that you've got right now? When you ask a question, it's important to listen for the answer. Don't be thinking about what you're going to ask next. When you ask a question, Listen and get to know the person that you're talking to. The business will naturally work its way into the conversation if it's meant to. Your job is not to try and convince somebody to do it. Your job is simply to connect with someone and then determine whether the business is the right thing for them to be doing with you. I don't like to beat around the bush when I'm calling somebody that I know to introduce them to the business. When I call someone and I'm calling to introduce them to send out cards, I let them know that right up front. I say, I'm calling because I want to share something with you. Do you have a few minutes right now? I'd like to run an idea by you and see what you think.
I just got involved in this business and I'd like you to take a look at it. I've got a video that I want you to watch, and if you'll watch it, it'll tell you a little bit about what I do, and it will give you the opportunity to decide whether you want to be my customer or join me in my business. Will you watch that video? That little script there, you'll notice that I put that in my own words, and the reason I can do that is because I memorized it and then I started to say it in my own words. I would drive down the road and I would just start saying it over and over. I had it on a 3x5 card and I just said it over and over again. So now it just comes out like it's natural. So go over these scripts that you see on page 14 and write them down, or just take this sheet with you and just start saying it over and again so you can start saying this and inviting people to take a look at send out cards.
You know, I really wasn't looking for a $6,000 TV set, but I walked into Best Buy and the guy waved me over and handed me a pair of 3D glasses, and Shrek 3D was playing on the 62-inch television set in 3D. And after watching it, I ended up buying the TV set. That's all he did was, come here, I want to show you something. That's the way I build my send out cards business. I basically just say, come here, I want to show you something. My job is to get them to take a look.
So what you want to do is make sure you have your website set up at sendoutcards.com/your ID number.
You're going to see a phenomenal opportunity video that's going to determine if somebody wants to be your customer or a marketing distributor. The key factor is getting them on that page and letting them review it for themselves.
There's so many great third-party tools. We have the Ascend magazine. That's a great tool. It's a great third-party reference. As you flip through the magazine, you'll see many stories about successful send-out cards distributors. You'll hear Cody's story in the magazine. It's just a great reference tool, and you can also send it with a card. I think one of the greatest third-party tools we have are the Treat 'em Right seminars. I found that virtually every single person that attends a Treat 'em Right seminar as a guest signs up as a distributor. It's pretty astounding, but I recommend that you get as many people to attend the Treat 'em Right seminars as possible. The reason I love third-party tools is because they do the work for you. So I don't have to tell them, I just show them. There's so many third-party tools that are available to you through Send Out Cards. You can find them on the website, and they're also listed in your basic training workbook.
As a brand new distributor in Send Out Cards, you're going to want to get you a 25-pack of the brick and mortar to click and order DVDs. This is the most incredible sorting tool we've ever had in Send Out Cards. In fact, you can order it with the cards if you want. There's a pre-done card in there and it has a message already in the inside, and you can fill out your information at the bottom and have it ready to hand out. So wherever I go, wherever Lori and I go, we have these cards and DVDs with us all the time. In fact, we even put them in an envelope now. And you run into people that you know all the time. In fact, you meet people all the time. And the conversation comes up, what do you do? Or something like that. You've heard many examples in this basic training. Well, what your job is to hand out this third-party sorting tool, right? So let me ask you, are you interested in ways to make extra money? Are you interested in a side project to do alongside with what you're already doing? If so, watch this video. In fact, just yesterday, I was on an airplane with Cody. We were flying down to Vegas. And as you know or you may not know, I travel with Cody a lot. We go do Treat 'em Right seminars and different training events and things like this. And I've been doing that for a long time. And I got to tell you, folks, I've never seen Cody so excited about a third-party sorting tool as this one right here. He's talking to this lady. He's sitting in front of me in the row in the airplane in front of me, and he's talking to this lady for 45 minutes about life and just normal stuff, right? And she finally asked what he does for a living, and that led itself to this. She asked him what he does for a living, and he says, you ever heard of a company called Send Out Cards? And she goes, no, what is it? And he says, Dave. He leans back and tells me, I need one of your card packs. So I hand over the seat one of my card packs. It's got a DVD and that card in there, plus my information. And he hands this card to this lady, and he says, you know what? Within 15 minutes of watching this, you're going to watch this video, and in 15 minutes, you're going to know whether you want to be our customer or join our team. And he hands her the card like this. He says, now I want you to pay attention. At the end of the DVD, it talks about 3 types of people that watch this DVD. You just need to get back with Dave and Lori and tell them which one of those 3 you are. And she's got our information. She was giddy. She was excited. But more important, we have a tool that is going to push us into momentum and get us rocking and rolling.
Now you've learned sorting, not selling, by using a DVD or a video. You've also learned how to question and listen. Now notice this, the word listen has the same letters as silent. So you've learned how to question and listen so you can decide which tool to continue sharing with your new person that you're sharing with. Get familiar with your site and all the tools so you know how they all work. And then we'll see you on the next video, where we're going to learn how to sponsor.